What's up, everybody? It is Pumpkin Friday here at Amla Green and Mastering Diabetes. I cannot wait to share some great news with you. With me, as always, I have Robby and Cyrus from Mastering Diabetes. They are also the founders of Amla Green, which we'll talk about in a minute. Robby, how you doing, man? You look great today.
Dude, it's been a great day. It's been a great week. It's going to be a great weekend, and I'm just stoked about our announcement today, Corey.
Oh, huge, guys. We are giving away the only guide you need for the holidays. We're going to tell you about it in a second. It's totally free. Totally free.
No whoa. No, you never told me about this. I didn't know anything about this.
It's brand new. This guide was just made. I kid you not, 5 minutes before we went live, we uploaded this to the URL that it needs to be so you guys can have access to it for free. It has been fully approved, fully reviewed by Robby and Cyrus personally. All of the recipes are low-fat, whole food, plant-based, and they are going to make your holidays soar. So we are excited about this. Cyrus, how are you feeling today?
I mean, it's Friday. Is there anything to complain about on a Friday? I mean, of all the days in the week, I always have this conversation with myself. What's better, Friday or Saturday or Sunday? And I think I've eliminated Sunday because it's like there's a dread before the Monday rolls around.
Okay.
And I love Saturday because it's just like a wide open day. But Friday is very close. So I'm happy. That's all I got to say.
Okay. I do have a question for everyone. I see you all are tuning in and saying hello. Everybody's here. I see, Beverly from Washington State tuning in. Amazing. Lots of great people tuning in and saying hi. The question is, if you love pumpkin as much as I do, because I'm telling you, I'm a pumpkin lover. If you love pumpkin, I just want you to tell me what your favorite pumpkin recipe is, what your favorite pumpkin thing is. Maybe it's a pumpkin spice latte. Maybe it is a pumpkin bread. Maybe it's a pumpkin soup. Whatever it is, let me know. Let me know in the comments right now. We're going to talk about it because if you remember, if you are a Mastering Diabetes or an Amla Green, loyalist, you know that we built this recipe guide together. All right. We built it together just for you, and I can't wait to show you. So I'm going to give you a preview of this thing, and then I'm going to tell you where to get it. Look at this stuff. Pumpkin cookies, pumpkin butter, pumpkin pie. Not a fan. It's okay, Rose. We still love you. You're okay. Pie.
Corey, I think she might change her mind if she tries some recipes in this guide.
Oh, it's unbelievable. I totally agree. All right, I'm going to, Bess, is it okay? I can see you, Bess. So is it okay if I share my screen and show the pumpkin guide? All right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to share one of my screens, everybody. Bess gave me the thumbs up. So I'm going to share this screen, and I am going to show you a first look at the Amla Green pumpkin recipe guide. Now, again, I will tell you exactly where to get this on the bottom of the screen. On the bottom of the screen, you're going to see a little ticker right now. There it is. That's our producer, Bess. She's just rocking. This is where you're going to go, amlagreen.com/pumpkin. All right. And I had to start the show off like this. I know we're talking about Cronometer and stuff like that today. We're going to get to that, but I had to give you this. This is my gift to you. You're going to learn all about pumpkin spice lattes, pumpkin spice granola, pumpkin pie hummus, muffins, smoothies, soup, pumpkin mac and cheese. All right, whose idea was this? Robby, Cyrus, you clearly saw this. Like, well, Robby, I know you're eating raw food most of the time.
Well, here's the thing, Corey, but I want people to know about this guide is that we're in the holiday spirit, okay? There are recipes in here. These are fun recipes, okay? These are not necessarily everyday staples, okay?
Yep.
We have popcorn in here, okay? That's a fun holiday treat to do well. So we want people to celebrate. We want people to balance and figure out what is the right ratio of the green light versus yellow light foods in their life. And the holidays is a time to strike that right balance for you. And this guide can help you do that.
Yep. Cyrus, you wanted to say something too.
Yeah. You said whose inspiration is this? I'm going to give it over to Kylie Buckner, RN, my wife, the woman, the myth, the legend. And the reason I say that is because she is known as the PSQ, the pumpkin spice queen. There is nothing about pumpkins or about spices or about pumpkin spice anything that woman doesn't know. She goes to Starbucks. She gets those pumpkin spice lattes all the time. She gets them without added sugar. She's got the whole thing down, and she helped us really think hard about making a pumpkin spice something. So I'm going to give her full credit for everything here.
Much love to you, Kylie. I know you're probably with your little girl, Indy, right now, and we love you, and thank you so much Guys, as if I'm going to move on from this, we're going to get to Cronometer here in a second. We have 105 people watching live right now. We can't thank you enough. Listen, as if it wasn't good enough to just get a free pumpkin guide that's going to be a low-fat, whole food, plant-based recipe guide to get you through the holidays, you will also be the first to know when the brand new pumpkin spice flavor of Amla Green drops. Now, we're going to give just a 15-second what in the heck is Amla Green for those people that have not tuned in before. And so I don't know who talks faster. Is it Robby or Cyrus? Who wants to give me the 30-second of what Amla Green is?
Go for it, Cyrus.
All right, it's Cyrus. 30 seconds. I'm starting you now, and go.
Amla Green is the world's most powerful antioxidant-rich tea. It was designed to contain Indian gooseberries, these fluorescent green berries right here that you can find only in India. They are the world's most powerful antioxidant, and they are extremely powerful at improving your metabolic health. So if you're looking for a way to improve your metabolic health by adding a little bit of a tea, this is the thing to get. We've had thousands of people write back to us about how powerful the results are for them, and we want you to make sure that you have this in your life as well.
Okay.
Is that 30?
It's beautiful. I got you. It's perfect. Listen, I see a lot of questions coming in. We're going to get to your questions at the end. Right now, we are here to talk about Cronometer. Am I saying that right, Robby?
You know, actually, that's a great question, and it goes either way. It's Cronometer,
okay.
Cronometer. You can call it whatever you want. The most important thing is that you use it.
Okay. Listen, I'm going to take a step back. I'm going to let these boys take over the show. So you're going to see me step away for a little bit. I'll come back at the end to help the new people that have come in learn about the pumpkin guide that we are giving away for free. And I will tell you again where to get it. But for now, I'm going to leave. I'm going to let Robby take over, because when Robby goes live every Wednesday with a beautiful recipe from his kitchen, he always has Cronometer app ready to log his food. And he's going to talk about this. He's going to let you know how to do it. And in about 20 minutes, I'm going to come back. If they finish earlier, great. I'm going to come back and I'm going to tell you again where to get the free pumpkin guide. All right, guys, the show is yours. Robby, rock and roll. Best take me out.
Corey, it's great to have you with us. I would have loved to have you stick around, but I know you're busy. And Cyrus, there was a bunch of questions about Amla Green, which we will answer. We will definitely answer those questions. But Cronometer is something that we have been using in our coaching program since the beginning. And it is a tool that helps you become aware of the nutrition you're consuming. All right. So the number one reason that we teach you to use Cronometer is to help you understand how much fat you are consuming. That is the number one reason. There's a lot of other reasons that can also be used here, but most people do not know how many grams of fat they're consuming. So I would love to poll the audience here. Can you tell me how many grams of total fat you consumed yesterday? Can you put that in the chat box? All right, I'm going to go to my Cronometer app and I'm going to tell you the answer. Now, okay, Cyrus, you might not know the exact number, but I'm going to assume that you know you had less than 30.
Yeah, I always have less than 30. I had less than 20 yesterday. I mean, I have less than 20 every day. Here's my guess. For Robby, the number of grams of fat that Robby ate yesterday is 14.
Okay, that's close, Cyrus. The answer is 16.8.
16. I was gonna say 17. Damn it! I should have gone
pretty darn close. Pretty darn close.
Yeah. Okay. So here's the question then. I think a lot of people are afraid and feel like it's intimidating to try and lower their fat content to less than 30 grams per day. And there's a lot of folklore about the fact that when you do that, you might hamper your brain health. It might actually lead to cognitive decline over the course of time. It might make you, it might like increase your risk for chronic disease. And there's a lot of people who are like, no, fat is good for me. I should eat more fat. I've been told that saturated fat in particular is the best. So what can you say to people who are struggling with this idea that eating less fat is actually a good thing?
Okay. So if you're struggling with that concept, the number one thing I can say is join our 6-week challenge. Come and give this a chance and see what happens when you apply this to your life, because the results are quite immediate. And we have devised a specific program inside the 6-week challenge to help you simultaneously reduce your fat intake while increasing your whole carbohydrate intake, and to help you eat more total carbohydrate while seeing your fasting blood glucose and your overall blood glucose readings come down. Okay. And when you observe that in your own body, all the confusion that Cyrus was just citing, all of that stuff on the internet, this New York Times bestselling author cites this. The other New York Times bestselling author says this. Who the heck am I supposed to believe? At the end of the day, there's nothing more powerful than your own experience. And when you experience it in your own body and you see that exactly what we're saying comes true, you cannot deny it anymore at that point. It's like, I just experienced it. So these other people are saying, when I eat more carbohydrate energy, my blood glucose is going to go up. But actually, I saw the exact opposite when I followed the Mastering Diabetes guidelines and also reduced my fat intake. So that's the number one thing I would say to somebody who's just unsure, Cyrus. Like, go and experience it in your own body. That's the most powerful thing you can do.
Yep. And I'm going to, at a little point later, I'm going to show you some testimonials. Actually, let me just show you right now. There's some testimonials that have come in from people who are participating in the challenge and are seeing pretty tremendous results. So let me see if I can share my screen here real quick.
I love the people who have been answering your fat intake. That's fantastic. This is that you have this knowledge. And I see some people are, I'm curious. A couple people have said they had like 46 grams, 9% of fat. Somebody said 43 grams, 8% of calories from fat. I think you might not be reading the data properly. You would have to have, Cyrus, I could do some quick math here. If they had 43 grams of fat, and for that to actually be 8% of total calories, you'd have to do, that would be like well over 3,000 calories per day. 43 times 9.
Okay, so maybe I think one of the things that one of the comments that I'm seeing in the chat box is like, help me understand the settings. How do I choose net carbs versus total carbs? How do I specify that I want to be eating an 80-10-10 diet or 70-15-15 diet? So like, if we could kind of walk through a couple of those settings so that people can interpret their information properly, that would be very helpful.
Okay, we'll definitely do that for sure.
Okay, so going back to what Robby said, the 6-week blood sugar transformation challenge is rocking people, absolutely rocking their blood glucose. This is what we see. People are saying, okay, look, my glucose is coming down, 119, 96. Look at this, glucose in range, 90 and going flat with 100% in range for the day. This is for people who are wearing a continuous glucose monitor. This is very hard to achieve, but when you eat the way that we suggest, that's what happens. Okay. Again, 100% time in range with a 114 going flat. People are writing, hey, good morning, Linda. I just got my A1C yesterday back, 7.2%. It has never been that low for me. Even during the Mastering Diabetes plan, imperfectly has brought my A1C down from 7.9%. Okay. Left and right, you see blood glucose is in below 100. My glucose is 149 this morning. Normally I'm between 200 and 230. Okay. It's a very replicable result in people that are living with all forms of diabetes. Okay. 100-point drop since Monday, 100-point drop in their fasting blood glucose since Monday. That's pretty crazy. Okay. I got my labs done today. I'm excited with the results. My A1C is 5.4. It was 6.1 about 3 months ago. And something. So there's a bunch of questions here. Okay. So anyway, I'll stop sharing the screen, but I just want to let you guys know that if you're interested in this, please join the challenge. Just go to masteringdiabetes.org /coaching and you can learn all about it.
Absolutely. Okay. So I'm going to share my screen here and just try and answer a few basic questions. But Cyrus, I did the math. Correct me if I'm wrong. Okay. Watch my math. All right. So if somebody is trying to claim that they had 43 grams of fat and they believe that that was only 8% of calories coming from fat. So that means you'd go 43 times 9. Okay. So they're saying I had 387 calories from fat. So now if that was to be 8%, you go divided by 0.08. That means they would have had to have consumed 4,838 calories.
Correct. So that is an incorrect calculation. The chances are you didn't eat 4,800 calories.
Correct. That's the
so
point.
There might be some, so there might be some incorrect math going on there. But Do you have Cronometer up on your screen? Can you maybe show people how to change the settings so that they get the right information?
Yes. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to share screen.
And somebody wants to see your actual fat intake for the day. So maybe you can walk people through what you ate yesterday and how you are interpreting that information.
Okay. Share screen. There we go. Why don't I do a Chrome tab? Here we go. Okay. Can you see my screen now, Cyrus?
It's coming up. There it is. Perfect. Looks great.
Okay, perfect. All right. So I believe this is the day I reported on right here. So this one ended up being 16.8 grams of fat right down here. Okay. So what I want you to remember when it comes to Cronometer is, number one, do not necessarily worry about these numbers over here. See how it says I had 3,279 calories and then a backslash 1,962. Just ignore that. It doesn't matter. Like, you could go into your settings and you could play around with these goals all day, every day. It's not really that important. I don't even pay attention to it. The only reason for me as a person living with type 1 diabetes, the number one reason that I enter food into Cronometer is to figure out how many grams of carbohydrate am I consuming. Okay. So you can see right here, breakfast, it's gray, so it's very hard to read. But this says, let's see if I can make it. There we go. Breakfast was 187 grams of total carbohydrate, okay? And I put in my Amla green hibiscus, all right? I enter that in manually into Cronometer. So that is my breakfast smoothie, all right? And then for lunch, I had mamey sapote. That ended up being 272 grams of total carbohydrate. For pre-dinner, I had mango, spinach, dragon fruit, papayas, 199 grams of carbohydrate. For dinner, this was 141 grams of carbohydrate. I probably had a couple other snacks here or there, but the point is, the majority of my food is logged. All right. And so when I have Cronometer Pro. So I'm basically grandfathered into their best version for life because I've been doing this for so long. And this allows me to have separate meals, which I can add in. Okay. So when I can highlight a meal, then I can see all the details of just that meal. On the right, it says 587 calories, 13.1 grams of protein, 141 grams of carbohydrate, and 4.4 grams of fat. And I want you guys, to make a note here. There is no ingredient in this dinner meal that is particularly what we would call an overtly high-fat food. So an overtly high-fat food would be nuts and seeds. That would be avocado, that would be olives, and that could be soy products. That's where the primary calories are coming from fat. The largest proportion of calories are coming from fat. None of those are in this meal, yet I still had 4.4 grams of total fat in that meal, which is more than enough to absorb fat-soluble vitamins. We wrote about this in our book, and if at any given meal there wasn't enough total fat grams consumed to absorb any given particular nutrient, your body will wait till more fat is consumed and then you can absorb those fat soluble vitamins. This is truly a non-issue. We went deep in the research on this topic in our book. You do not need to worry about adding high fat plant-based foods at any given meal to absorb fat soluble vitamins. Okay. So back to helping you guys use Cronometer here. So one thing you can do is you can go to settings and you can go in here and you could adjust your macronutrient ratio if you want to. Again, that's not the most important thing when it comes to using this software, but you can play around with that all you want. The most important thing I think that's actually valuable for you guys today is understanding how to change those categories if you have the premium plan here. So let me look at this. So I'm actually trying to remember how to adjust that myself.
So what are you trying to adjust now?
So if you look at my diary, I created these categories: lemon water, green juice, breakfast, lunch, pre-dinner, dinner.
Yeah.
I'm forgetting exactly how I did that because it was a while ago. Settings.
Well, before we do that one, actually, could
Yeah.
you teach people how to set their macronutrient ratio? Like if they're trying to achieve a 70-15-15 diet, where would they
Okay.
put that information in?
All right. So the first thing you do is you go to settings. Then under that, you have another subcategory called profile and targets. And then you scroll down to the bottom and you can change this, which again, but I just want to emphasize, it's like, it's not that important because these numbers are there. It's a general trend, but we're not chasing any specific macronutrient break. It's because some people get concerned. Oh, wow. Like if my target was 70, 15, 15, and I went a little bit too high on the 70, then I should adjust things. And that's not really true. They're ballpark numbers. If there's one number to focus on, guys, is to understand I want to keep this simple, to understand how to look at your entire day, okay, and see total fat grams right here. So 16.8 is the total I consumed. Don't get confused by the backslash and then the 10.9. That is some arbitrary goal that the software created based on the data that you put in. Like, don't stress about it. Just look at the first number. And your goal is to consistently keep that under 30 grams maximum. If you're a little, maybe you're a female, your weight is a little bit lower, then you probably want to keep it under 20. Cyrus is an incredible athlete, strong, and he's keeping it under 20. All right. That's the number one reason to use the software. Then if you're using insulin, you use it to figure out your carbohydrate count. Okay. And I'm telling you guys right now, it's worth it to invest in Pro because it allows you to break down this carbohydrate count per meal. And so if you don't have Pro, everything gets lumped into one, and then you have to hit hold down command or hold down shift and select things and then add it up. See how I just selected 3 things that added up to 2.3?
Yeah, that's cool.
It's better to just invest in Pro, get these categories, and then you just click the category and then boom. And then what I want to do is I want to show you how do I adjusted this number. Okay, so that number right there, that is total carbohydrate. That's what that number is. We don't use net carbohydrate at Mastering Diabetes. We don't recommend you do that. We recommend when you're dosing insulin, if you are using insulin, you just look at the total carbohydrate. So you're going to go to settings, and then I have to remember display. That's where it's going to be, display. And then here it is, summary column in diary. This is very important, guys, okay? So I went to settings, I went to display, summary column in diary. You're going to get a drop down and you get to pick whatever you want. Okay, you could do carbs net if you wanted to. We recommend carbs total. And then that's going to appear this way, in your mobile app and in your phone because you're all logged into the same device. That's really important. Now, here's where I created the groups. So you can have up to 8 different groups. All right. And this is how you can organize your food day by day. And it makes it really easy. So upgrading to Pro is very much worth it. Okay.
Robbie, yeah. There's a bunch of questions here about people who are saying, you're showing the desktop version, but I'm using it on my phone as an app.
Okay. No problem.
And do you know how to share your screen using an app? Because I don't know how to do it here within StreamYard, but for those of you who are using the app, yeah, the app has slightly less functionality than the online version does, but it's very user friendly and it's very logical. So if you just kind of step through the screens, you can execute exactly what Robbie was showing you using the power of your thumb.
Okay, so I have my phone plugged into my computer, and it's not showing up as an option on this software. So let me hold on. That's a bummer. Okay, we'll have to do it on the next show. The next show, yeah, we will make sure because I do this every Wednesday. I show you guys how to use it, and so we're gonna have Corey come back and we're gonna talk about this next time.
What up? All right, yeah. Listen, everybody, we want you to know we love you. We hear you. It is a mobile app and it is a desktop version as well. Next time or in the future, we will do more because we try to keep these at 30 minutes for you guys. And so let us know in the comments, guys, do you want us to do another episode on Cronometer so we can make sure that we show you truly how to use it? I know we've talked about a couple of extra things, but we also know that it's a busy Friday for you and we want to get on with that. So let us know if you want to know more and you want to do another episode of this. I'm seeing a lot of yeses come through, so no problem at all. I do want to be able to make sure that we solve that problem for you. You'll see a link across the bottom that is the coaching program. If you want to learn more about mastering diabetes in their coaching program, this is just a piece of it. Cronometer is an app that is the preferred app for them to use.
Okay.
Yeah.
Corey, I'm going to make a promise. Here's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
Okay? Next Friday, we're going to come back to this show 1 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to make sure my phone is working, and I am going to enter one of the recipes from one of our guides with my phone. I'm going to teach you how to add a recipe into Cronometer from our guides via the phone. All right. We will do that. I'll get it done real quick on our next show.
Okay. That's perfect. Let's do it from the recipe guide if you're down for that.
Absolutely. We'll do it to pick one of the pumpkin spice recipes.
Yeah. Okay. Beautiful. Cool. Okay. Cyrus, what did you want to say?
Oh yeah, I was going to say one thing. I know in the world of diabetes, there's a lot of people who have, myself included, been marketed to over and over and over again. Get this thing; it will solve all your problems. Buy this product, join this program, do this thing, and all of a sudden your worries will disappear. We know that like the world of diabetes can be pretty deceptive in its marketing, and we're doing everything we can to reverse that. We have a guarantee on our 6-week blood sugar transformation challenge. And this is very important. I want you guys to understand this. If you join the blood sugar transformation challenge and your blood glucose doesn't go down, we will literally coach you for free until it does. Period. End of story. We have never had somebody come back to us and say, this doesn't work, because it absolutely works. So if you're interested in doing that, then just use that link down at the bottom and sign up to talk to a real human being, and we'll see if you're a good fit.
Beautiful. All right, peeps. You're seeing a URL on the bottom. It is about the coaching program, but I also want to make sure you get our pumpkin guide. It is completely free. All you have to do is go to amlagreen.com/pumpkin. We will give you all of the low-fat, whole food, plant-based recipes that you need that are pumpkin-inspired, so we're good to go. That's what it looks like. All you do is enter your email. If you want to enter your phone number, you can. You don't have to. The reason you would enter your phone number is so we can send you one text, to let you know that the new Amla Green pumpkin spice flavor is available and ready for you. We have a handful of questions we're going to get to. I call this a lightning round, okay? We have about 3 minutes to do this. So Bess, our producer, is going to throw the questions on the bottom. We're going to go back and forth, and I will read the question, and then Robbie or Cyrus will tackle it. Is the new pumpkin spice Amla Green caffeine free?
Yes.
Beautiful. Next. Can we stream this later? I have to get back to work. Yes. It's on the Facebook page. Does Amla Green taste like tea?
Tastes like the best tea in the world. I mean, all varieties are fantastic, Corey.
You can use it in whatever you want. You can use it in your coffee, your smoothie, your salad dressing, your soup. You can use it however you want. Cyrus, what do you want to say?
Yeah, so the pumpkin spice recipe guide is actually slightly unique in that it teaches you how to put the pumpkin spice Amla Green into food. You can put it anywhere. You can put it into water. You can put it in dressings, like Corey was saying. When it's in food, it actually tastes phenomenal. So that's what this is all about.
Okay, beautiful. From Nigeria, please, can I control my sugar levels without drugs? Holy cow, that's a huge question, Anne. First of all, thanks for watching from Nigeria. I think the best thing to do is get the book that Robbie is holding right there. It is a New York Times bestseller. It is the Mastering Diabetes book. You can have that shipped to you wherever you are.
Yeah, via Book Depository. Book Depository will ship the book anywhere in the world with free shipping.
Wow.
Unbelievable. Anywhere.
Do you call it, you say depository instead of depository?
Yeah, depository.
Depository. I
How
thought
do you spell it?
I don't know. Is it Book Depository?
Robbie says weird things. He calls it carbohydrate as well, but we're rewriting that.
All right, more questions.
True.
I'm starting a challenge next week. Thank you so much, Betty. But the past 2 weeks, I started cutting out fat. I've dropped 1% body fat and 1.6 on BMI in the last week alone. Neither of those numbers were shifting when I was doing keto for 4 months, even after losing 25 pounds. Ooh, yeah.
That's
Cyrus, you want to touch on this real quick? This is more of a comment than a question.
Big deal. Yeah, there's actually research that's done by Kevin Hall over at the NIH. He's one of the best researchers on the planet. He has shown that ketogenic diets can help promote weight loss, but a lot of that weight loss is due to muscle loss, not fat loss. There's actually some very, very powerful research done in human subjects. So I'm not surprised by what you just wrote on the screen. I'm very happy to see that. And let's keep that BMI coming down. Let's keep the body weight coming down. Let's keep the body fat coming down. And hopefully you'll see a significant improvement in your blood glucose. No question.
Beautiful. Only a handful of questions left. Cronometer shows fat as fat 46 column, then 9%. Not sure if, do you understand what that is saying, Robbie?
Yeah, the question is 46 the number of grams of fat, or is 46 the number of calories of fat? I don't know. I'd have to see your screen. I believe if you're at 46, then you're probably not at 9%, like Robbie was doing that calculation earlier. It's probably kilocalories, but we're going to have to see your screen in order to figure out.
Don't worry. It's very simple. Let's keep it simple.
This is for Robbie.
There's a red bar. There's a red bar that says the total grams of fat you had for the entire day. The first number is the grams that you had per day. Okay. Don't worry about the backslash and all the other stuff. Just look for that total number. Keep it under 30.
Robbie, answer this.
How would you calculate your insulin for the amount of food you eat using Cronometer? So as you saw that category on the far right, I showed you how to change that column so you get total carbohydrate, okay? Then you use that number, you divide it by the ratio that you are predicting for that meal, and you would know exactly how much insulin to use. And then you document that on your decision tree to help you understand, was that the correct ratio or was it incorrect? Make an adjustment, and you know exactly what to do at the next meal.
Beautiful. What's your current carb ratio? I've noticed mine has definitely changed in the last few weeks.
Okay, this is a great question. So, Patricia, people with type 1 diabetes can measure their carbohydrate to insulin ratio either at mealtime or as an overall 24-hour metric. At mealtime, my personal carbohydrate to insulin ratio is anywhere from a 30 to 1 upwards of a 75 to 1, depending on how recently I exercised. If I've exercised very recently, then I can be as high as a 75 to 1. But if it's just like a normal, lunch meal and I haven't exercised within the past 12 to 24 hours, then I'm injecting in about a 30 to 1 ratio. Over the course of a 24-hour period, my average carbohydrate to insulin ratio is somewhere hovering around 27 to 28 per 1, or 2-1. Robbie, what's yours?
Yeah, I mean, my mealtime ratio is about the same. And then it's over a 24-hour period, I use like roughly 27 units over 700 grams of carbohydrates. So do that math and we'll figure out the 24-hour one. 700 divided by 27. It's like 26 to 1.
Okay. This is our last question, folks. Does heat damage the positive qualities of Amla Green? I believe the answer is only after you open it, but is that correct? Give me a yes or no, Cyrus.
Well, I think he's referring to like heat in cooking. I could be wrong. Not like.
Oh, all right. Maybe. That's Stephanie. All right. Okay.
Oh, I'm
Stephanie.
sorry, Stephanie. My fault.
That's okay. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead and talk about
so the answer is we have not seen any research that indicates that by heating Amla berries or heating an Amla extract that you decrease its nutritional value. Its antioxidant content is very, very high, regardless of whether or not it's put into it's heated or whether it's eaten at room temperature. So I would not worry about putting Amla Green into things that are warm or putting it into food that is going to be cooked. I wouldn't worry about that. Literally just take that off your worry plate, put it in food. The most important thing that you can do is get it in your mouth. Get it in your mouth. Find some avenue to put in your mouth, whether it's in water or a salad dressing or food or a mocktail or a salad. I don't care. Put it in your mouth and you will hopefully feel the benefits and see the benefits as well.
We love you. The show is coming to a close. And Doug's question, the link for the pumpkin spice recipe is right below, amlagreen.com/pumpkin. It will be sent right to your email address. No questions asked. Folks, tune in next week. We are here every Friday at 1 o'clock Eastern, and we are here for you on the Mastering Diabetes channel. If you're watching, we love you. If you're watching on the Amla Green channel, we love you. We are here to celebrate you on your journey to a better life. A whole food plant-based diet, a low-fat, whole food plant-based diet to help you take control of your life, to help you reverse some of the things that might be ailing you, and to just give you some support. So thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. And we respond to every single comment. So if you have a comment in the chat, you're watching this on replay, you have a question, feel free to drop it in the comments. We monitor and respond to every single comment. We can't wait to see you next week. Until then, Robbie, Cyrus, take us out.
See you guys. It's fun.